A man is a heap of aspirations. He strives continuously for many things. In that process, he fails to admire the thrills and spirit of life itself, but feels sorry later for not having done so. In other words, he strains much for progress in life at the cost of the pleasures and joy due in each stage of life. The infancy is the only period when the human remains as part of the life. By tracing his behavior in various activities, the adverse impact of overindulgence on the life can be understood. Education. A child is forced to learn many things that are not appropriate to the caliber of that age. To boast of their superiority, some parents train their wards in car driving, bike riding, map reading, and such activities, owing to the overdose of information and lack of free time for relaxation. The child develops anxiety and depression at that tender age. During the adolescenthood also, more emphasis is placed on academic excellence rather than a balanced growth of physical and mental satisfaction. Above all, the attributes like interpersonal and social relationships tend to suffer as the individual remains isolated for concentrating in the studies. Eating. Excessive consumption of food brings about obesity and all sorts of physiological disorders, such as indigestion and blood pressure. At times, the abnormal growth draws criticism from others, while the self-maintenance becomes difficult. Eating whatever comes in their way and spending later. For the slimming classes, artificial beautification and the therapeutic treatments to shed the extra fats are certainly avoidable. Proactive prevention is the best alternative. Employment. Many people work round the clock to accumulate wealth without food and rest. The situation becomes worse if their employment is in a faraway place or abroad. The fallout of such overworking is 1. Self-health is at risk. 2. Time spent with the dependents is negligible. And 3. Monotony of work leads to frustration. Moreover, the value of money so earned is negligible, as the individual forgoes the enjoyment of a normal life with the family and friends. After all, money doesn't accompany a person after his death. Even in the pyramids of Egypt, the treasures remained intact near the dead, as not carried to the heaven. Enjoyment, celebration and jubilation are essential stimuli in life. An overdose of such festivity leaves a sense of pride and superiority complex in many people. Sometimes people engage in misconduct and wrong acts. Out of exaltation and excitement, many flout the driving rules and forget their duties and responsibilities. A man watched a cricket match on the TV, quite unaware of a thief looting the jewelry from his house. Sexual activity is good as long as it doesn't become as an obsession. Rich people have a daunting task of keeping vigil and care over their estates and assets. A problem of plenty. Expenditure. Living within means is the best policy at all times. Overspending results from the animosity in the living standards of people. Many try to copy the lifestyle of the neighbor, forgetting the level of own income. Consumerism has reached such an extent that excessive borrowing is no more considered as a taboo. The advent of plastic currency credit card aggravates the spending pattern, landing in debt traps. Economy. Employment and resources are in great demand as the population has grown manifolds. As a result, the incidence of competition, conflicts, crimes and wars has increased now. Overuse of chemicals in both medical and pesticide industries led to overexposure that in turn led to serious problems like the emergence of resistant bugs and germs and environmental pollution. Even the ambrosia taken in excess quantity affects the health. Medicine becomes a poison when the dose exceeds the prescription. Overdoing anything defeats the very purpose of such action. So too much of anything is good for nothing.